Welcome into another leg in our race around the world here at the Pit Stop Pals, part of the
Yes.
Reality Realm Network. After 3 weeks of absence, we are back, and my name is Kevin Oliver.
We are back after a long time away. It is good to be back. Good to see you on my screen. How are you doing, Mr.
What's your
Kevin?
name?
Oh, my name is Bruce. But how are you doing, Mr.
What's
Kevin?
your name?
I just said my name's Bruce. Get over it.
Um, I'd be doing better if you weren't calling me Mr. Kevin. But
Well, we have Mr. Phil. I thought I'd try something.
no, you weren't trying something. You thought you would antagonize me from our experiences at camp.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't know that. They weren't there. So me tying it to Mr. Phil
Well,
felt like it could make sense.
well, you want to know something else, Bruce? This last week at camp, Reese got back at me for sending her mail and making her do the Macarena
Yeah.
by sending me a box that was labeled Mr. Kevin,
Yes.
and inside was a giant jar of pickle juice.
Did you mix it with Kool-Aid?
I did not.
Understandable.
I think it's still, I think it's still, hey, no, the Kool-Aid pickle juice was actually good, okay?
I'm just not a pickle fan in general, but that still seems gross.
I think the jar of pickle juice is still sitting at my on a table at my house, ready to
Nice.
be disposed of.
There you go. Well, this is
But I thought you would find that comical.
that's amazing. Good job, Reese. I think we're on a bit of a delay.
Um, yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why we're on a delay, but that's weird. Anyway, Pit Stop Pals, we are here to talk about The Amazing Race Season 1, Episode 9, titled The Unexpected Twist. Do you have any quotes from this episode, Bruce?
I have one.
Okay, what do you got?
I have Kevin. Are you buying a house or buying tickets?
Okay,
Because
I've
Kevin
got a few
and Drew
here.
are hilarious.
What's that?
Because Kevin and Drew are hilarious.
Oh, for sure. I got a few here. One of them is, I think we better walk away. I think it was a proposition. That was Nancy. I think some guy was trying to turn Emily into a prostitute. Um, I also have, take your time. This isn't the $64,000 question yet from Drew. I have, I just got swatted by a tiger from Frank. Also from Frank, can you take a taxi from New York to Florida? We've Drew saying, Kevin, I've got to choose my route wisely. And Kevin's response being, if you have to do anything wisely, we are in trouble. Drew saying, real men walk with the tigers. And also Drew saying, I was like Parishnikov in there, like like a dancer.
I remember hearing that, then deciding I didn't want to try to spell Parishnikov.
That's fair. And
Also,
then finally, I have one more Drew
okay.
saying, you find an Irish guy and he tells you exactly where to go.
I just want to point out how happy I am that we were wrong about something. Because either in the first or second episode, we both said, hey, Kevin and Drew are hilarious, but we don't think they'll be here very long. And it's episode 9 and they're
That
still
was,
here.
to
This,
be fair, episode one, they did not do very well.
I know, but I'm so glad we were wrong. They're amazing. I love them. I just want to watch them all the time. They're so funny.
Well, I think they come back.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. All right. So to start off this week of the race, Kevin and Drew are the first to leave as they got first in the last leg. And they give Nancy a hug and tell her where she has to go for the fast forward. Um, And Nancy and Emily had already decided that they must go for the fast forward this time if they have any chance in staying in this competition.
Yeah. We had two teams go for
Anyway,
the fast forward this week. That's new.
correct.
Normally just one
Yes,
team
we
goes
will.
for it, and everyone's like, oh, they'll get it. But we had a competition this time.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, so we find out we have to travel 300 miles to the airport in Delhi by either bus or train. The bus is slow but direct, train is indirect and actually slower. But once they get to Delhi, they're gonna fly to Bangkok. Um, the people, I knew you were gonna do that. The people who take the bus are Kevin and Drew, Guido and Nancy and Emily. Train is Robin Brennan and Frank and Margarita. Uh, and once they got to Delhi, the well, Frank specifically argued with his taxi driver who wanted um, $1,000 in whatever currency they do in India. Uh, and Frank would only give him 200.
I think the currency is called India dollars.
I think that's wrong, but
Probably. That's just the first thing that came to my head.
um, there are four different flights taken here from Delhi to Bangkok. The first one being Kevin and Drew on an 8:30 flight, followed by Guido on a 9 o'clock flight, Frank and Margarita on a 10:35, and then Robin Brennan and Nancy and Emily bring up the pack with 2 p.m. flights. Once they get to Bangkok, they're going to have to go to the Temple of Dawn. But Kevin and Drew got there just after 6. It closed at 6, and it will remain closed until 7 a.m. the next morning. So it's going to give time for everybody to get caught up.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, two teams are doing the fast forward. So Guido and Nancy and Emily are going to go camp out in front of the reclining Buddha statue. Uh, that's where the fast forward is, and they're going to have to do a Buddhist custom. Uh, but the other three are going to camp out in front of the Temple of Dawn. But Nancy and Emily are trying to decide: are they going to go for um, the fast forward against Guido, or are they just going to go to the Temple of Dawn? Um, Emily wants to leave. Nancy wants to stay and try to beat Guido, so that's what they do. They stay to try to beat Guido. And we leave them for a little bit and we go back to the other three at the Temple of Dawn and we find out we have a detour. Do you want to tell us about the detour, Bruce?
Yeah, the detour this week is not that interesting. It's kind of just transport. The detour is travel to your next destination, and the choice is do it one way or
Well,
another.
to be fair, detours on this season have not been interesting in general.
But it's literally just the detour is traveling. Normally we travel to a detour, and it's just, hey, keep traveling. But we either ride a public bus, which leaves every 20
Yep.
minutes, and pay with our own money, or we find a specified private car that's using only a license plate number in a kind of a crude map of the area, which would give them a free ride to Kanchabari. So it's just a matter of how long do you
I
think
think you
it'll
missed an N in there.
So it's just a matter of how long do you think it'll take you to find the car, basically.
Hmm.
And I don't know
Yeah,
what
I think it's
kind of.
actually pronounced though Kanchanaburi,
Okay.
but
We're not good at
for the record.
pronunciations on this show anyway.
Well, I paused it so I could get the actual spelling.
Okay. But Yeah, I had it spelled right. I just pronounced it wrong, I guess. But I don't know what the better choice is here.
Um, I want to look for the private car personally.
Uh, yeah, that leans. I lean that way, but I'd be willing to give up on it pretty quickly. The thing is, the bus costs money and the car is free. But if the private car is taking forever to find, I'm gonna want to bail and go to the bus.
Hmm. Well, the people who went straight to the bus anyway were Robin, Brandon, and Kevin and Drew, while Frank and Margarita did a private, and the two others went to do the fast forward. Do you want to explain the fast forward?
Yeah, let me find it.
You
They're
want me to?
at the temple of the reclining Buddha, and they play
If
this.
you don't have it, Mhm.
They play this traditional Buddhist game using the 108 urns alongside the giant statue, and they choose a bowl of coins and they drop exactly one coin in every urn. And the first team to find the bowl with exactly 108 coins wins.
Yes, and you can't just sit there and count your coins. You have to like drop them and just be over or under or right on.
Yeah.
And Guido won.
Yeah, so at this point, Nancy and Emily are screwed. I wrote that down when we realized two teams were going for it. Whoever doesn't get it is screwed.
Not necessarily.
Well, that was my notes at the time. It ends up being closer than I thought it
That's
would
fair.
be, but
And I'll talk about it later, but it actually would not have screwed them at all. Um,
boy, did we get another
but
funny.
what I did really appreciate here is that Nancy,
Go ahead.
what? Oh, I was just gonna say Nancy and Emily were. I was really impressed by them being the bigger people here and going and congratulating Guido on succeeding. And Guido was nice enough to share with them the quickest way back to the Temple of Dawn, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I will say, and we'll get to this later. Boy, do we get another like weird, quirky season one thing at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
That I forgot about that.
Hmm.
Teaser for you guys to stay with us till the end of the episode to find out what I'm talking about.
Well, Guido, since they won, they get to go straight to the what you call it, pit stop. So they find out they need to proceed to Tiger Cave Temple and Krabi. Um, but they have an 8 hour wait for a bus to Krabi. Nancy and Emily, since they didn't win the fast forward, they got to go back to the Temple of Dawn. They are now doing the detour currently, and they're looking for a private car. Um, Nancy was being so frustrated at that her vote was that they just not complete the detour and hire a cab to get them to uh, wherever they're taking it to. And they end up doing that. They choose to not complete the detour and take a cab there.
They create their own fast
Once
forward.
everybody gets there, yeah. Everybody gets there, it is roadblock time though. And what they find out is the roadblock choose based on the person you choose should be a cat lover. Do you want to explain what happened with the roadblock?
Yeah. So the roadblock, you dress like a Buddhist monk and you walk to go get your clue, which sounds basic, but the clue is in a pit filled with tigers and this looks incredible.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to do
Yeah,
it?
kinda. I mean, they're chained up. If there was a chance of me getting mauled, CBS wouldn't be doing this. I feel like they want me to think it's more dangerous than it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how you protect. I mean, they literally were hitting, the Tigers were literally hitting contestants.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like they want me to think it's more dangerous than it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the waiver I signed to go on the show includes death by tiger. But I feel like they wouldn't want the PR nightmare of that. So there's some safeguard in place to keep me from getting truly injured.
That's fair. I just didn't know if being in that cage was something you were interested in. I'll let you have it. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm stupidly confident about this. I'm probably wrong, but it looks cool.
You go for it. Yeah.
And,
So the people who
that's
did it
how
were
I
Frank,
die,
Brennan,
confidently going
Drew, and
into a tiger
Emily.
pit.
And once you finish this, the clue sends you to the pit stop. Now that you're comfortable with tigers, you can go to Tiger Cave Temple in Krabi.
Yes.
Uh, Margarita, we're gonna take a train there, but Margarita talked him into taking a taxi, and so everybody took their private car to Krabi. By the way, a tiger did draw blood on Drew.
Fair enough. So maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. I'm super likable. Maybe the Tigers will like me.
Maybe they will. My next note here is that Guidos are selling with this 11-hour bus ride to Krabi, and they think they're going to be first. Um, but in all reality, coming in first place, we have Robin Brennan,
Yeah, shocker.
Frank and Margarita as team number two, Kevin and Drew as team three, Nancy and Emily are the fourth team to come in here. And after all four teams arrive, Guidos get off their bus. And they get there, they're the fifth team to arrive, but Phil has a meeting with both them and Nancy and Emily's team. He tells us that since Nancy and Emily had foregone their detour, that results in a 24-hour penalty. So now the Guidos are team number four, and Nancy and Emily are team number five and have been eliminated.
Yeah.
If Nancy and Emily would have kept looking for their private car, I am confident they would have gotten it, found it in time, and gotten there before Guidos.
Also, yes, they would have. But 22 things. A, winning a fast forward and still going home on that leg would have been an insane thing to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
And B, 24-hour time penalty is just wild. Like,
See,
I feel
here's the
like this is
thing.
a season
That's
one thing
not
before.
just, I don't think that's a season one thing.
Well, they
It's not
changed
a
it
season
before.
30 thing, but I'm pretty sure that when we recapped season seven, there was a 24-hour penalty.
No, it wasn't. Let me look it up. How long
Or
it?
was it just like, what was it?
I'm googling it now.
It seemed like,
It was
okay, it
it was
seemed
a
like an
couple hours, but
excessively
it
long
wasn't
time as well.
24. I haven't seen like two or three, but I've only seen the 24 this time. But that threw me off. The 24. It was a 4-hour time penalty in Amazing Race 7. So that sounds like 24. So I get where you were coming from.
4 hours. I knew it was, I knew it was more excessive than I thought it should be. Okay, yeah. I Googled it. Original penalty for quitting a detour was 24 hours in the first four seasons.
Yeah.
Beginning in season five, penalty for incomplete task transitioned to other consequences such as taking away team money and eventually to standard 4 to 6 hour penalties.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, 24 hours is wild.
Yeah, it is. I agree completely. I think it is a little bit
It's excessive.
too too harsh. A
But
little excessive, yeah.
if the
But
team
it's just
that
crazy to me that if Nancy, what?
go ahead, the delay's throwing us off.
What were you gonna say?
I'll say it after your thought you're in the middle of.
Oh, I was just gonna say that if Nancy would have not talked Emily into just doing the cab, then Guido's would be going home right now with a fast forward.
Yeah, and if the team that has spent the whole race like isolating themselves, thinking they're better than everyone, and pulled that airport stunt and then lied about it, went home after winning a fast forward on that leg, would have been insane and would have felt like kind of poetic justice in a way. If they went home because of just like that, would have been wild.
But here we are.
I wish that would have happened. It would have been fun to laugh about, but alas, it didn't.
I'm also sad because, frankly, I liked Nancy and Emily as well,
Oh yeah, I'm sad to see them go. And to see them go for such a dumb reason too.
for sure.
And by dumb reason I don't mean the excessive penalty. I mean you just gave up on something. Which I
Correct.
have a note about that. At the end of the episode, Nancy says, like, oh, Emily didn't want to throw in the towel. I encouraged her to throw in the towel when we quit that challenge, and she didn't want to. I'll feel bad about that. I'll regret that. And my note was, you should.
For real.
Like, you guys would still be here if you specifically had not decided to just quit on a challenge.
100%. 100%.
So,
Next time on, either Rob or Brennan get hurt while they're rappelling or climbing up some rocks, one of the two.
oh
And
no.
Kevin and Drew are getting in some arguments.
What a shocker.
Yeah.
Kevin and Drew
So,
arguing? That never happens.
do you have any more thoughts on this episode before we go into power rankings?
This was really fun. The tiger thing, whether it's as dangerous or not, it looks really cool visually. So, good job, planners.
For sure. All right. Who do you got in fourth?
This is hard because, like, I'm going to go with Bill and Joe. They've been one of the best teams so far, but right now, they're starting a ways back. And we're reaching the point where there's, like, when there's a lot of teams, the time difference for last place isn't as big of a deal because some team will screw up. There's less teams now. And they're like, these are the good, best teams rising to the top. That time difference is going to be a bigger deal than it would have 3 legs ago.
Mm. My four is not the Guidos. Um, because my rebuttal to what you say is what I've noticed is almost every leg, at least in this season, um, there becomes a time in the airport that becomes a equalizer where everybody has to wait around and they're all on the same flight.
True.
So I don't think the time is still that big a deal. And I think that out of these four teams, I think Kevin and Drew are the worst team left. Unfortunately, I have Kevin and Drew at four.
Also, by the way, speaking of that, because our equalizer this time was waiting for Temple of the Dawn to open, and if Kevin and Drew's flight had left on time, they wouldn't have had to wait for that, and they'd have like a 12 or 13 hour lead. That's
Right.
great. Like they could be running away with this thing right now, but their flight didn't leave on time. That's wild to think
Yep.
about. But
100%.
they're my third place. The two teams ahead of them are just better.
Oh, hang on. My church is getting a call, so you talk for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin and Drew are my third place. They're first place in my hearts, but they're third place in the likability rankings. And that third place in the power rankings. I'm not good at talking. I'm talking with my hands, so Kevin doesn't, so he gets confused if he just looks at the picture. But I was wrong. In the premiere, Kevin and Drew weren't great. I said they're not going to be here very long. I agreed with Kevin. And they've proved us wrong. They've been a lot better than we thought they would be, despite being a lot better than I thought they would be. They're still third place out of four right now, though, for power rankings wise.
I'm back.
Okay, I talked a lot about Kevin and Drew there.
Yeah, thank you. All right, my three was Guido. I think that the other two teams are far and away. Like I think Guido might still be better than those two teams, but if we factor in the placements and stuff now, and even a little bit of decision making, I feel like Guido's might be a little not that they make poor decisions, but I think they are a little overconfident, and it's
Yeah.
caused them so far here. The whole time they were on that bus, instead of trying to figure out a quicker way to get there, they didn't think they had to because they thought they had that much of a lead.
It's funny watching people be arrogant and then get humbled right after it.
But that's not going to stop them from being arrogant. That's the thing.
No, but like watching them think, oh, we can take an 11-hour bus ride and still be first, and then almost go home on the same leg they used to fast forward. It's just funny. Like, it's not going to actually
Hmm.
humble them, but it's fun to watch. I don't think anything will actually make them
Uh,
arrogant, but they're
you're
all.
completely. Who do you have a second?
Frank and Margarita, they're really good. They've been one of the top two teams for a while now, but it's been like a month since we've done this. I think they finished behind Rob and Brennan last time too. So I'm going with they're really good. They're really close, but they're just a step behind. It seems like a tiny step.
Okay. I actually put Robin Brennan here at second and Frank and Margarita at first.
Interesting.
Um, I think that Robin and Brennan are more consistently making like consistently going like this, where Frank and Margarita are consistently being at the top.
Whose voice am I hearing? Who's making an appearance on the show?
That would be the the phone.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Phone Lady.
Anyway, but yeah, I think that Frank and Margarita are more consistently at the top, and Robin Brennan have to keep finding themselves low and having to work to get back.
True.
I think Frank and Margarita are staying more consistent in that way.
Well,
But I don't think there's a big difference between either of them.
no, it's not. They're super close.
Mm. Well, do you have anything else as we get ready to wrap this up?
No, it's good to be back.
Yeah, just it's good to be back just to be gone again next week.
Yeah, but after that, we're both done with camps, so we'll be here for probably until next camp season. After that,
Yeah, that's fair.
summer's just insane for
Um,
us.
oh, for sure. Well, all of that being said, make sure to continue to check out everything going on here at the Reality Realm. Make sure to keep following all of our Pit Stop Pals content, but also we have Tribal Council Chat that I'm a little bit behind on. They're doing 2 episodes a week right now, so Go and support them. New Generation Challenge podcast will be back up and running, I assume, here soon because we are encroaching on the end of summer, which means that we should be getting some challenge here before long. BB Brains is back up. Big Brother is rolling on. Uh, started while Bruce and I were camp, and it's been a fun start to the season with Bruce's favorite winner entering of Survivor entering the Big Brother house.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Um, and we will be having some more roundtable talk in the near future as the middle of September has been announced as the premiere date for uh Traders Season 5 New Blood.
Yes, that'll be
So
fun.
yeah, make sure to check out all of our stuff. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube, and you can follow us on any of our social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We would love to have you over there. With all of that being said, the world's waiting for you. Good luck.
Travel safe.
Go.
Go.